Good morning. Welcome back to Ladybug Grace Daily Devotional Edition. Today is Tuesday, February 10th, and the message is the cost of running from God. We're going to continue in Jonah, but we'll be in Jonah 4 this time. Before we begin our prayer, Father, as I read and receive your word, may it deeply be rooted in me, so when difficulty comes, it will be your word that encourages and strengthens me. Amen. So we're going to go to Jonah 4, and it's 9 to 11, as I mentioned. So Jonah 4, I didn't have to go far, I didn't have to change the page. It was right here. 9 to 11. 8, 9, okay. 8, 9, okay. Then God said to Jonah, "It is right for you to be angry because that plant died." "Yes," Jonah retorted, "even angry enough to die." Then the Lord said, "You feel sorry about the plant, though you did nothing to put it there. And a plant is only at best short-lived. But Nineveh has more than 120,000 people living in spiritual darkness, not to mention all the animals. Shouldn't I feel sorry for such a great city?" The title of this chapter was Jonah's Anger at Lord's Mercy. So if I remember correctly, the story is that Jonah went to Nineveh and the Lord spared it and showed the town some mercy. So I believe... I believe that's what happened. Okay. I was just curious what the backstory was on that one, but I believe that's the backstory. But anyway, so the message today is the cost of running from God. You would think a life-threatening storm in a few days in a fish's belly would shake some sense into a person. Yet that wasn't the case with Jonah. The final paragraph of his story revealed a prophet who technically obeyed God, but allowed his heart to remain on the run. Jonah paid a high price for running from the Lord. He endured many physical, social, and emotional consequences for trying to ignore God's instructions. But when those events were long past, Jonah still grappled with the spiritual cost of his flight. He lived with anger and a bitterness so strong that he begged God for the relief that death would bring. As believers, we cannot disobey the Lord without paying a price. Perhaps you have a habit, a desire, or a current course of action that you know is against God's will. Have you considered the cost? The Lord is holy and righteous, and tolerating sin is incompatible with who He is. What's more, the price for following our own will is high. But if we obey the Lord, He will bless us. We can trust in His love for His children, even if we don't understand exactly what He's calling us to do or why. So that is, this made me think of something I went through a couple years ago. Actually, last year when I was dating somebody, and he wasn't a believer, and you shouldn't date somebody you're not equally yoked with in a lot of ways, and more than just faith. Because you're incompatible. There's problems. I'm trying to get my eyeglasses to stay. So that made me think of that. You have a habit or desire or current course of action that you know is against God's will. And this was very much something I was going through. It was over a year ago when I was dating this one guy, like I said. And I started to feel very conflicted about things. And I said, you know what? It's time to end it, and da-da-da. And I just walked away. And yeah, I'm lonely and so forth, but would you rather be in God's will and be blessed, or not be in His will and have the force of Him coming down on you and making life extremely difficult? Yeah, I don't want that, because He can make my life and make our life difficult in ways that we never imagined, like Jonah did. And if you read that story, I highly recommend it. You'll understand what I'm talking about. So anyway, I really don't have much more to say on that. It's just, yeah, don't run from God. You can't. It's just not possible. So I hope you have a great day and a blessed day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.